Behind me is the Golden Reef stamp mill that was donated to the museum back in 2010. We spent 9 years restoring the stamp mill back to operation. Quite a feat. Took a lot of time and a lot of effort. We have about a dozen volunteers that worked on the mill here and got it back to an operational condition. The stamp mill was built up on Continental Mountain, 5.2 miles from here, back in 1888. It operated several years and finally operated in 1934 when the mining was shut down up there. This monument behind me was dedicated by Eclampus Vitus, a historical group developed back in the 49ers, and they did history on mining in various other areas of the West. Okay, the miners would tunnel into the mountains. Example right here, they started to dig right here, and that's we're looking for that quartz. What they would do is remove the material from the mine, put it in this tramway over here. This is a tramway. It was used to transport the material from the mine down to the mill. The quartz would be put into the tram buckets, and the buckets hold about a half a ton, and they'd move the ore from the mine down to the mill to process the ore further. We're at the station where the ore is delivered from the mine to the mill. The buckets would come down here, dump it onto this tray, into this cart, go up the tracks to the mill. The next stop is the primary crusher, which will crush the ore down. The first stop at the mill is the primary crusher. Primary crusher basically takes the ore from 6-inch plus down to 2-inch minus, very small, so that it'll be able to crush it in the stamp mill. Okay, the ore, once it goes through the crushing device, which is run by these flywheels, these are heavy weighted wheels that keep the crusher running, keep it rotating. Once it goes through the jaws, it goes down into the skip, the mining skip, which then takes it up to the ore bin. The ore is brought up on these tracks and dumped into the ore bins. Then these devices right here allow you to dump the ore from the bins into the feeders, which is the next step to go into the stamp mill. This is one of the 2 feeders that was used to take the material from the storage up above the ore bin into the stamp mill. It's metered, which means that it maintains the level in the box. A very important piece of equipment on the stamp mill. Now it's time to start the mill. To start the mill, we just can't turn it on. We have to be able to use this device called a key that'll allow us to start each individual stamp. How you do that is you place, when the cam is rotating, you place the key on the cam. As the cam comes around, it lifts the tappet up. When you lift the tappet up, you pull the jack stand out and you back off, and you do that for all 10 of these to get it started. The next step in the process is to take the ore from 2-inch minus down to the consistency of sand. That's done in these mortar boxes here. The action of the stamps going up and down, the stamps on the dies crushes that ore down to about 40 mils, and then it comes out and goes on to the sluice tables. There's 2 sluice tables here that take the ore, collect the ore, the gold from the ore. What ore doesn't get collected on the sluice tables gets collected on the shaker table. This is a device that's like a panning device. It goes back and forth, shakes the ore, and separates the gold from the concentrates. This is a ton of quartz. Give you an idea of what a ton looks like. And the importance of this is that the miners wanted to at least get 1 ounce of gold out of this ton of quartz to be able to make it profitable for them. So it gives you an idea of what they needed to mine. Remember, those ore buckets there would handle about a half a ton apiece, so you had to move a lot of material to get your gold.